second term. I don't know why you would even deny this. That is precisely what he said, okay? Then he turns around and talks about university campuses claiming that the students are blocking Jews from going to class. Also, not true. Completely not true. It's not happening. And members of this community were there every day. It's not true at all. Okay. They were in a public space in the middle of campus. They were not blocking Jewish students from going to class. It is made up.
With the people that are blocking the Jews from going to class right now, that's not going to work with the American people. And just over and over the talking points. If you want to get the American people attention, you don't do it on the floor of the Senate.
Wait, I'm sorry. And then he follows this up by hitting one of the dumbest points, which is to turn around and be like, you can't protest this way. This filibuster is not allowed. It's like, what are people supposed to do then? Just quietly whisper to one another what their discontent is with the administration? Like, what are we talking about? That's so funny. The Fox guy's saying he has like 50,000 viewers on YouTube, 58K on TikTok, and like 30K on Twitter. Yeah, I think this right here, even if it's like aesthetic resistance paired up with Bernie Sanders and AOC getting a lot of attention, a lot of positive attention, should be a reminder to every Democrat that like you have to fight back. You have to fight back against the Trump administration. In a world of Schumers, be a Booker. Oh my God.
That I have been imperfect. I confess that I've been inadequate to the moment. I confess that the Democratic Party has made terrible mistakes, that have given lane to this demagogue. I confess we all must look in the mirror and say we will do better. And it's not just defining ourselves what we're against. We, the next generation, as the baby boomers are leaving the...
Yeah, they're not even doing like a real filibuster because there's no motion. There's no quorum. There's no motion or bill that they're blocking. It's just they're taking space. That's what it is. Overall, I think I'm leaning on the side of this is not the worst thing. I am not going to yell at Democratic Party senators or any representative, really, for that matter, any congressperson for that matter, that is, at the end of the day, doing anything. I wish they were doing this in the appropriate moment, which was, 2 weeks ago. That would have been cool.
We have to excite people again. He, in the highest office of our land, wants to divide us against ourselves, wants to make us afraid, wants to make us fear so much that we're willing to violate people's fundamental rights. We're willing to go after the speech on college campuses. We're willing to go after law firms, go after the freedom of the press. Don't let him do that. Don't become like him. Be an American that says, I look to the future and I'm excited. Yes, things are tough right now.
Oh, God. I'm thinking about all the Democrats that love this, where they're like, this is so sick. This is, oh my God, it's making me quiver a little bit. Look, I said the same thing about AOC and Bernie's rallies. It's great that they are getting people excited. It's great that they're getting people excited. It's great that they're, getting people to turn out. But you got to use that people power. You got to take that momentum you have and that energy you have around your causes and your initiatives and move it into developing mechanisms of pushback, mechanisms of pressure, whether that be labor organizing, union organizing, community organizing, or whether that be individual issues that you give voice to.
We are a nation that is great, not because of the people that are trying to whitewash our history, to remove great people, Native Americans, black people, and women from our military websites. I don't want a Disneyfication of our history. I don't want to whitewash history. I don't want to homogenize history. Tell me the wretched truth about America, because that speaks to our greatness. And so what do I want to people to do? It starts with us, man, and you're doing it. I've seen courage of my colleagues. We're doing it, but we have to do more, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to be a politician that's going to say, we are going to do more for you. I'm going to be a politician. I'm going to be a leader that demands more from America.
Oh, God. My mom loves Cory Booker. She just texted me. Oh, no. Squishy liberalism is back. Oh, man. Okay. Everybody loves... Okay. This is I think people are so unimaginably desperate for any kind of motion, any kind of change, any kind of movement whatsoever from the Dems that, like, this is enough for them to get like libbed up on it.
And then all the reporters follow you around, Hillary Vaughn and everybody else. They go, okay, we got to get this interview. But just doing a filibuster saying, I really have no agenda, I'm just going to rail against the administration overnight. It's like I'm volunteering to do something when no one's watching. Right. So congratulations. I don't know who your PR guy is, but just go stay active.
He has been active. He's been going at it for 11 hours and 12 minutes. Today. But if he wants to break the record, he's got to go another 13 hours because Strom Thurmond actually broke the record. He holds the record. He talked, filibustered, for 24 hours and 18 minutes back in
Nancy Pelosi
1957.
Right.
Strom Thurmond, was railing against the Civil Rights Act.
Remember when Nancy Pelosi did it in those like 4-inch high heels all night?
Right.
That's a workout.
But I will say this, next hour we will play that Strom Thurmond filibuster. We'll play the whole thing top to bottom.
Why is he laughing? Why are you laughing? You think that's funny? Segregationist Strom Thurmond's filibuster? What was he filibustering? Funny, huh? Why is that so funny to you? That's a funny joke? That's crazy. I'm sorry. A black news commentator on Fox News laughing about this douchebag being like, oh yeah, segregationist Strom Thurmond's filibuster is actually the record-breaking filibuster. What was he filibustering? Oh my God. How funny. Oh, that's right. He was doing a filibuster intended to prevent the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1957. Oh, that's funny. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Imagine being that racist, by the way. Imagine being that racist where you were just like, no thanks. Didn't Strom Thurmond also literally have a half-black child too, like a secret child? Am I crazy? Yeah, Ezzie Mae Washington Williams was an American teacher and author. She was the eldest child of Strom Thurmond, governor of South Carolina and longtime U.S. senator known for his pro-segregation politics. Of mixed race, she was born to Carrie Butler, a 16-year-old African-American girl who worked as a domestic servant for Thurmond's parents. And Thurmond, then 22 and unmarried. Ezzie Mae grew up in a family of one of her mother's sisters. He did statutory on a black woman that worked for his family. Washington Williams did not reveal her father's identity until she was almost 78 years old after Thurmond's death at the age of 100 in 2003. Hell is not hot enough for demons like this. Yeah, you know who eulogized him, by the way? That guy, this piece of shit. You know who eulogized him at his funeral in 2003? Joseph Robinette Brandon. That's who. Joe Biden loved this guy. Joe Biden also wrote a lot of the draconian laws in the 80s, 90s, and onwards. Destroyed the black community. Alongside this dip, American politics is so messed up. It's so messed up. It's so crazy. And liberals yelled at you for bringing this stuff up where you're like, maybe he's not the best guy.
Good idea.
But haha, very funny. He thinks it's funny.
People would love that.
Do that on your radio shows.
Right. Oh, I can't do that. That would be a bad idea.
We're in the final 5 minutes of Cory Booker breaking the record that previously was held by segregationist Strom Thurmond against the Civil Rights Act. He is now at 100,000 live viewers.
They were creative artists of activism. They called.
Dude, libs are going crazy mode over this, by the way. They're locked in. They're dialed in. They love this. 140,000 on the Associated Press. The one good thing about this, I will say, is that there is appetite for a lot of people that want to see Democrats do something, anything. Now, of course, this is still, it's an optics play in general. And I hope the lessons that the Democrats learn from this isn't make an optics play with no tangible results, but instead to actually recognize that people are very angry. People have a lot of resentment towards this administration, and to organize and to mobilize. I do fear that liberals will only learn the wrong lesson from this.
I'm not here, though, because of his speech. I'm here despite his speech. I'm here because as powerful as he was, the people were more powerful.
Like, the irony is that Strom Thurmond did that for a specific purpose, right? So that, people like Cory Booker, black people, would never have the same liberties as white people. Like, Cory Booker's doing this right now in this very moment against no bill, no policy. It is so perfectly Democrat Party, like modern day Democrat Party. By the way, Strom was also a Democrat, ironically enough, a Dixiecrat.
Would the senator yield for a question?
Chuck Schumer, it's the only time in my life I can tell you no.
I just want to tell you a question. Do you know you have just broken the record? Do you know how